course, it's not quite camping with Steve unless you're deglazing your pan-fried halibut pan with a little Pinot Grigio. Shallots.
Before we agree that a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush, I'm going to need to know a little more about these birds. Have you considered that this one is only here for your fries, while the other two, on the opposite side of the world, could be teaching you about migration patterns or building faster high-speed trains? You'd never know if you weren't curious, if you were just satisfied with your hand bird.
Live life unlittered with Tidy Cat's Breeze. Uncomplicated odor control, unlike traditional litter. Breeze pellets and pads separate ones and twos to unstink the waste, so you can unthink the work. Unmessy pellets, unfussy cleanup. Tidy Cat's Breeze, the unlitter solution.
Is your bladder leak pad designed for comfortable, worry-free sleep? Try Poise Overnight Ultra Thin with Wings. The thin, absorbent materials provide up to 12 hours of wetness protection, while stay-in-place wings help prevent shifting and bunching. Try Poise.
White wine vinegar. That one's still unopened yet. I'll let this cool down before I throw a bunch of cream in here. Got this spring mix with spinach in it. It's only half frozen, so that's pretty good. Oh, I don't know what any of this is. It's okay. Well, that's what I'm dealing with. I'm gonna put in some more familiar friends. You know. This is what I'm making myself eat tonight. These leaves look like something I would be weeding out of the garden, but they don't taste bad. The fish is delicious. Pretty successful night. Ate healthy, which is something new. And I'm gonna try to peg up the front of this tent here. Oh, got my thumb there a little bit. Blanket tent is incredibly cozy. Right out the door. Fire over there. And forest. Blankies everywhere. Really cozy. Wish I did this 35 years ago. This is amazing. Almost like blackout curtains. I'm not going to know exactly what time it is in the morning, but when I get up, we'll start the day and see what happens. Thanks for following along. Gonna shut this light off here and hit the hay. See you guys in the morning. Good morning. From now on, I'm camping in blanket forts. This is awesome. It's enough insulation that it keeps you pretty warm, keeps the sound down to a minimum. You still get that feeling of fresh air and crispness. This is thoroughly enjoyable. And yeah, you don't need much to go camping. Just some blankets and a ratchet strap and some clothespins, really. I wouldn't do it in mosquito territory or if it's raining, but this was great. Looks like there's some snow starting to fall, and just gonna cook some quick breakfast here. I was gonna cook a quick brunch and then pack up, but I think I'm gonna stay another night. The blanket fort held up great, and I have nothing to do today, so why not? Make it 2 nights instead of 1, as usual. And that gives me a chance to go through and organize the car. It is so packed full of camping gear, you wouldn't believe it. Right on. The energy I need to tackle the day. I like when the syrup gets on the eggs. So I've got all this gear to organize, and you may assume that the car is empty. No, my friends, the car is not empty. There is still more stuff in the car. But we're going to condense that. I've got all this camo netting, and it's not folded up. It's just kind of stuffed in a bag. That will get smaller. There's some random tent that I haven't used yet. Little folding stool, hammock, propane pizza oven. This is all just stuff in my car. Got this hunting blind that I hope to use in a stealth camping video. It's you know, super stealthy if I need just a little bit of camo if I'm somewhere borderline obvious. This could be good. Other stuff in the car as well. Another mattress, and all the other cooking gear. So, where to begin? Right? This whole bunched up thing here, if it's properly folded, is this size. So that'll clear up some room. It has been an absolutely lazy day. It's actually quite relaxing. The campground's not quite deserted. I'm not the only one foolish enough to be out here in this weather. However, other people have proper campers and RVs and the like. So with all those pieces of camo netting, I think I'm going to have to get a compression bag for them because they're so crinkled up that they're not going to fold properly. And I'll be going out next week after another video I have planned. And I'm going to be really going through and organizing the camper, trying to get stuff repaired, installing a new reverse camera on it so that I can reverse easily with just one person. It's a little tricky to reverse a small trailer like that, especially when you don't know what you're doing, which I don't. So a little bit of practice and a camera should make that easier. There was a heavy snowfall warning issued this afternoon. I've been keeping an eye on the radar, and it doesn't look too serious. But they're saying that there could be 15 or more centimeters of snow. That could be in the neighborhood of 5 or 6 inches at worst. And not seeing it yet on the radar. I do have some C-clamps and other things I can use to reinforce the tent fortress if it comes down to that. I will tough it out, though. I think I can do this. Might take a lot of hunkering down, but we will see what happens with the weather. It's so far so good. The wind doesn't look too bad. I'm holding off on getting the fire going for this evening. I'm just going to cook some hot dogs tonight. Nice, relaxing, ordinary night where nothing goes wrong is the plan. I am 2 days into this blanket fort, and it's holding up a lot better than a lot of homemade structures I've made before. Good morning. Looks like a beautiful day out there, and I think it's time for me to get back to reality. I can only hide in my blanket fort for so long. I haven't seen a blanket of snow like this in a fortnight. Guess it's time to take down the blanket fort, though. How easy is it going to come down? What could be easier than this? Ta-da! So, of course, a shout out to the people who've donated to the blanket fund. Much appreciated. And yeah, this blanket I really like. Yeah, it got pretty wet, but it's okay. Off to the laundromat, and that was to be expected. Does not surprise me. And yeah, I will keep this one because it's got a bunch of nature things on it. There's both black bears and grizzly bears on here, as well as canoes, leaves, trees, the whole bit. It's actually really a surprise that there was such an appropriate blanket sitting there in the thrift store. And yeah, the other one will get redonated, but this will be good for the camper and a nice memento of my blanket fort adventure. The nice thing about wet blankets is they pack up smaller. Made it long enough to get through the night. See? Nothing easier than that. Yeah, there's lots of room in here. Yeah, it was a great adventure. Wanted to do this for 40 years now, so I'm glad I finally did. And please try it yourselves. That was great. You don't need a whole lot to go camping, as long as it's not raining and there's no mosquitoes or snakes or anything like that. But in absolutely perfect prime conditions, that is a sensible shelter. So thank you guys for watching. Here's the awkward part. Please subscribe if you're interested in this type of thing. I'll keep it coming. And it's not always like this. It's different every week. I'll find something silly to camp in or somewhere silly to camp. That's just the name of the game in this stunt camping channel. So thank you all for watching. Thanks for the kind comments. And I'm going to see you later. Cheers.
Rails Homemade uses Italian basil, grown on an Italian farm by an Italian farmer. Because if it wasn't, it wouldn't be Rails Homemade.
You'll love this for you. It's the Sleep Number Black Friday sale. Recharge this season with a bundle of cozy, soothing comfort that adjusts to you through all of life's changes. Only the Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com.
Hey everybody, welcome to Camping with Steve. I figured it was time to hit the highway looking for adventure or whatever comes our way. I don't know where I'm going, but I know where I'm sleeping. So I got the back of this set up and just kind of going to let the road guide us today. And with within the next couple of hours, we'll find a spot, grab some grub. I'm headed west because the only thing east of my area is farmland, and there's not a lot of good spots to park and camp in that area. The first glimpse of the Rocky Mountains. I'm looking for little spots on the side of the road where I might be able to hide the car. I think that would be kind of fun. Let me get something simple but delicious that I can cook in the car. All right, got everything we need there. I didn't see any good-looking spots that I'd trust driving my car into on the side of the road, so we're going to look around a little bit more, see what we can find. If worst comes to worst, we could pretend to be an RV. The golden years of parking in parking lots or being allowed to, pretty much gone. With the explosion in van life, a lot of the Walmarts and stuff have stopped allowing overnight parking, but we've got at least one possibility here if we can't find anything better. Good old Walmart. They are allowing boondockers, and this looks like a boondocking world championship here. Wouldn't try this anywhere else but here, because Edmonton, they don't allow it, and most of them don't even think about it closer into the mountains. But this is like an anomaly. I'm very pleased. Oh, there's a police presence around here. Unmarked cruiser just perusing through. So if I decide to get cheeky and camp here, I might set up a tailgate tarp tent and hunker down for the night. But we'll drive a little further out of town and see if there's anything more picturesque than a Walmart parking lot. Definitely looks nicer here, but I'm not seeing anywhere that I trust I can pull over into the woods. It looks a little marshy, and there are actually some pretty rough quad trails going along on the side. So I'll get to the national park boundary and turn around if I can't find anything. Well, there's a rest area and it looks picturesque. I don't know if I'm allowed to park here overnight. I'll check for signs because this looks like a good possibility. This is way better than Walmart. There's washrooms here. I'm not self-contained in this little camping setup, so washroom's a priority. Perfect. I see nothing about parking here overnight, and I always see big trucks kind of parked. I don't know if they stay overnight or not, but we might see some tonight. Hey, a little bit of history about the whole place. Roads were a little rough back in the day. I'm satisfied. This will work. Right on. It'll be cozy. And yeah, I got a tarp. We'll hang the tarp out here so we got a little more room to sit and relax. Windy. I was too tired to drive, officer. That's the story. I can think of one reason right now that this won't work. Well, I hope the wind dies down a little. I think the tarp might be a bit small, but we're flying by the seat of our pants today, guys. No script, no plan. Just kind of chilling on the side of the highway. I need some rope, and I didn't bring any. So I'm going to zip into town, grab some rope. so we can rig this up. My productivity backfired on me a little bit because this car is normally so full of camping gear. It looks like the hoarder car of the century. And I cleaned it out so I could camp in here. But all those little things that I normally have in here are not in the car. I got bear spray though, so that's good because we are in bearatory. Rope. And we're back here and some friends have showed up. Got some of these wheels for a model mining cart. I'll make good weight. This is relatively cozy. It's going to be a loud night though. And I don't know if I'm going to actually keep this open for the night because it's loud. The other trucks here have parked kind of on the shoulder. I'm guessing they're here overnight. So I'm going to do the same. I'm going to move the car over a little bit just to be out of the way as much as possible. I brought the rice cooker in the jackery so I can steam some pre-cooked smoked sausages and then just chow down. I'm not going to cook in here though because it is bear territory and I don't want to cook in here. I just get rid of the onion smell. I don't need it to smell like a hot dog factory. Okay, cooking. I know some people probably stumbled onto this channel and right now you're wondering, why am I watching this? I can't offer any insight. I don't even know why I'm doing this. Adventure, I guess. Doing something different. Out of the ordinary. Breaking routine. Who needs a campground, right? Pre-smoked sausages for me. I really do like these rice cookers because I can cook them on the jackery. It's got like, what is this drawing? Like 400 watts of power when it's cooking, and then it goes into the warm mode and keeps stuff warm. I can steam my buns on there and everything. Oh yeah, let's let these cook. All right, this is pretty spacious. I like it. This will do just great. I'm gonna mess around and see if I can get this light to turn off because otherwise my battery's gonna be dead in the morning. So I may have to actually shut this at night. We'll find out. Of course, the worst thing I could do here is crack a beer in carrying control of a vehicle on the side of a highway. So today's step 2 is clearly Canadian. It's a sparkling water beverage, which is a euphemism for pop with natural flavors like fruit juices. So, oh boy. Extra fizzy. This one's raspberry. Yeah. Tastes like it's got just as much sugar as normal pop, so sparkling water though. Gonna get some buns steaming. Gonna put them in these little foil pouchy things because they get too soggy if you just leave them in there. Only room for a couple at a time. Right on. That guy's idle has gone way down. Much more relaxing. Mustard and sauerkraut is what this is all about. They really got to fix these streetlights here. They keep going on and off. I know folks are trying to sleep here, but if it was either steady on or steady off, it would probably be easier to contend with. I started putting the toppings underneath, and then it doesn't get in my mustache. Life hack. Somebody else pulling in. We got more company. Wind's picking back up again. That does not bode well for me.
To be a pet parent is to be human. Sometimes we feel guilty. We can only do so much. That's why more and more pet people rely on Hills with scientifically proven formulas to give more love than humanly possible. Because you're only human, there's Hills. Science does more.
My Bosch dishwasher's expert drying makes me feel alive.
One of these people uses the Colgate Total Active Prevention System. It's 15 times more effective at fighting the root cause of many oral health problems. As for the other guy,
Sarah, good luck.
be dentist ready with Colgate Total.
This has got to be one of the strangest, oddly cozy feelings in the world. Huh. An RV has showed up, and that's good. I'm not the only non-truck vehicle here. But the wind is really getting out of control. I'm scared the tarp is going to fly off. The good news is that cargo light turned off. I think it has a time limit, and then it just shuts itself off, so you don't kill your battery. But I may have to dig out the spare tire to get a little more weight on this tarp so it doesn't blow off. Okay. It's late enough. I don't want to wrestle with this too much more, so I'm going to see if I can close this back hatch a little bit so it's not flapping around, and then get ready to sleep. Okay, that kind of does it. Good. Okay, now I'm just going to get organized, and it's going to be sleep time. Awesome. Cozy as ever. Little white noise of the highway to lull me asleep. And I got this really cushy mattress. It's this Woods Comfort Max thing available at Canadian Tire. They don't seem to sell them anywhere but Canadian Tire. But I had to put this one kind of diagonally because it's longer than most and comfier than most. So I'm hoping to have a really good sleep. Heads up that I've got a few reports that there's kind of a scam using my name going around. People claiming that they've been that they won a prize, and then there's like massive shipping costs to get the prize. I'm not doing any type of prize things like that, and if I do, you'll hear about it on the channel. But I don't randomly spam or message people for promotions or that type of thing. But it is a good idea to have some contests, so I might do that. But you'll hear about it here, and not over direct messages on social media or anything like that. But anyway, get what little sleep I can here. It is time to hunker down, my friends. See you in the morning. Good morning. That was a pretty good sleep, actually, despite all the noise. There was one point I grabbed my bear spray. I thought for sure there was this huge fight happening outside. This guy's screaming, "Get back here! Don't walk away from me!" He's losing it, right? Like, get over here! But he was talking to his dog, I realized later on. I thought it was like a domestic dispute that was unfolding in front of me. But it was really nice to realize that it was just a curious dog running away into the woods on the side of the road. So, yeah, no, that was a really good sleep. So I'm gonna, let's see who's behind me there. Just one truck. The rest of the place looks pretty empty this morning. So that's good. And temperature was great, but I'm gonna crawl out of here. And actually, I'll just kick the back door open. It's the easiest way out of here. right, I'll just take this all down, load her back in. I think with a custom-made tarp, this would be a really easy, quick type of setup. But hey, it's pretty quick and easy, I suppose. We'll be packed up and out here in no time. Oh, a short little road trip. That really feeds my need for a longer road trip. So I have to thank the supporters of the channel. Thank you to everybody who's watched and left a kind comment. I was a little under the weather last week. I don't know. Maybe I should have cooked that steak a little bit better on the last video. But with camping, and especially stealth camping in strange places, there's certain times you have to be close to a bathroom, and that's all. I'll elaborate on that. So I had gone out, actually the last 2 days before I did this video, I was out trying to film another one. And it was more of an experiment video. I'm trying to see if something is going to work with the bus. I don't want to give too much away, but I'm going to try it again. I've got, of course, there's like a half a video